Hello, bits of the internets, and welcome to this video where today I will be attempting to build some kind of ridiculous 3,000 horsepower car. Also, I don't want it to be 2012. I don't know why I left it on 2012, but that's fixed now. It is a suggestion by Martin Hubernet, as I hope I said it correctly and not offensively, as I probably have. He says I'll probably need to throw up the quality sliders and basically try and make something controllable. Now, I've got an idea, and as far as ideas go, we all know how sensible mine are. No, I'm going to build a front-wheel drive. Oh, no, better still, a front-wheel drive roadster with 3,000 horsepower. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Either way, for the panel material, I think we want to keep it kind of an entire carbon fibre ordeal, to be entirely honest. How else is it going to be controllable? I don't know. What other things do we have? We have semi-space frame, but that's only aluminium, so it's probably heavier. We have also got a few space frames, but again, there's no carbon fibre option. Same with ladder, same with light truck. So, looks like we're going for this just based on a weight basis. Carbon fibre will be a lot lighter. We'll go with a transverse to begin with, although I may need to try longitudinal later on. I'm going to start off by dealing with the mechanicals, and then I'll move on to the design after that, because I may have to change the body part way through to even fit some of this stuff in. We'll go with a double wishbone front, and we could go with pushrod wear. But do we want it to be a comfortable road car? Yes, it's a roadster. We have to have it on comfort suspension. No, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure where to go with this. Because I do want it to be front-wheel drive. I don't necessarily want pushrod on the rear. I think multi-link is probably quite good. I'll go with it anyway. It's probably what some of the best front-wheel drives in existence actually exist, if you see what I mean. Now, we can use a V8 or a V10, I think. They're probably the best types of engine for the thingy I'm doing. We can make that bigger. Make it many litres. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, we're going to have to go very bore bias. The problem with bore bias is we run out of space. However, the space is length we're running out of, so we could gain on it by using a V6. Where were we? We could gain on it by using a V6 perhaps. How about a 60 degree? No. Come on, if length is the problem, why can't I fix the length problem by using a shorter engine? You'd think that would... Oh, it has fixed the problem, it's okay. I'm just being stupid. Come on, a 6-litre V6. I don't know if that's big enough. How about a 90 degree? I think 90 degree would probably be a slightly lower centre of gravity. Or Boxer. I don't know. Boxer would definitely be smoother, but it would be nigh on unserviceable. I don't even know why I'm thinking about how easy it is to service in this case. I know it's stupid to do such, but I'm a practical man, okay? Which is the number we want? 119.7 and... There we go. This is a 6.1 litre V6. That is slightly crazy. I think we're going to want to make it out of aluminium, try and save a bit of weight. 5 valves per cylinder. I mean, how else are we going to make the power? Let's be honest. I think the engine's too small. I think there's too few cylinders. And it's apparently too high. Yeah, so it definitely is too tall. Really? Then it's too wide. Oh, this engine bay does not like it. We need a bigger car, quite frankly. Where were we? We're on this one. How long is it? We can use it as a vague guidance if I can just see how long it is, which I can't seem to see. We have various saloons. You know, the problem is, bigger saloons, you expect them to be... Oh, how was I forgetting that? I was actually thinking in the run-up to this video, we should make it a crossover, because, you know, everyone's doing crossovers. Even if it's a hypercar, people want a crossover. Crossovers are what's selling. We've fixed the height problem. We've fixed the height problem and made other problems. Does that fix... No, that... So it's just within the height limits of a car. Is it going to be better as a V8, I wonder? A V8 looks like more of a cube to me. So I'm going to try that. See if I can get a large-ish V8. No, it doesn't like the width actually of a V8. Try a 60-degree V8 then. See what you make of that. You're still saying a 60-degree V8 is too big. I can't win, honestly. I struggle to get 500 horsepower, a 2-litre engine, so it has to be a large engine. That's why I'm making it so big. But they don't seem to like anything. This is going to be hard, and we have to factor in mind that the customer won't like anything that isn't a crossover. So, yeah, just customers demand so much these days that we can't really deliver. Ooh, a minivan. Looks like a Dodge Caravan of sorts, or whatever else you call them. We'll go with the... Try this one. Hopefully you have an engine space. There we go. It's only a 2.6 V8 though. Back to a 6. But this actually looks like it might fit. Yeah, this actually looks like it might fit a 5-litre or something in. So, keep making it smaller, yeah, there we go. Width is not pleased. Width is not pleased in the slightest. Come on. How is this even going to be half usable? I don't know. Yeah, it's the width. I mean, I could be crazy in thinking this. Or actually, what am I doing? I'm going transverse. I think that might be why. If I go longitudinal, you can have longitudinal front-wheel drive after all, and that will work. Hopefully, at least, I say. So we have a 6-cylinder here, fairly large, still fits in the car. That's a 90-degree, we need to make it a 60-degree. Yeah, that works for me. So far, 6.1 litres. It has to be longitudinal, but remember it is fitting in the car, which is more than some engines can be said for. So, an 8-cylinder. The 8-cylinder does get bigger. I think there might be some space to be gained. So, we're 6.1, and then it goes to an 8.1. Just make this smaller until it fits. See if it is still bigger. Come on. No, you don't like it, do you? Okay. Can we... Oh, yes. It's essentially a lorry engine by this point. I don't know what to do, though, because I've made the stroke very high to actually get displacement. Just look at this, though. For a crossover engine, I fail to see how you can really complain about it. It is in a crossover body. I mean, it's going to deliver speed the way most modern men want it, in a weirdly shaped hatchback body that messes up the centre of gravity completely, sure. I'm going to go with all the highest end bits here. I will go back to the quality sliders a little later and set them all to 15, so don't worry about that, I've not forgotten about it. We'll need a pair of turbochargers. Thankfully, being a V6, it is twin turbochargers and not a single, which I don't know, I guess is better. We'll go with race turbos because we want all of that lovely power. Same with the direct injection, all race stuff. I would go with race exhaust, but it's a turbocharger, so you don't get much choice on that. And I'm almost certain a naturally aspirated won't give me more power. Fuel mixture, if I just set it to the most richness, it'll ruin the fuel economy and it won't give me the most power. You want it to be somewhere mid to high, I find, for the best power. We want dual exhausts and bypass valves, so we don't have to have a stupidly huge single exhaust to get all of those fumes out. Just look at those little things coming from such a massive engine. Catalytic converter, I think it'll probably need one, to be honest, with the other engine settings we're using. As well as we'll want one muffler. I'm cheaping out on mufflers today. Okay, so sorry, I just couldn't help but laugh at that 2900 RPM before the thing blows itself to pieces. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if we do that, it's fine. But it's better to just reduce the size of the engine, quite frankly. With what I'm experiencing here, I'm experiencing an engine that is truly terrible. Just bring that right up to the top. Is there a 90-degree V6 option? Do we even have that as an option, I mean? No, it won't fit in the car, and my phone flew onto the floor. It's fine, it's a BlackBerry, because I'm out of date. So, yeah, that is a monster. It actually reminds me of the Jew car, the Nissan thing they built with a GTR engine. Ooh, we've got almost 400 horsepower, and it actually revs quite high now. I'm impressed. For something that is a 6-litre engine with only 6 cylinders across those litres, I'm impressed by how high it revs. So I'll just make this plenty high. I probably won't need to rev it that high in the future, but just to make sure I have enough revs to get me by. Mess with the compression. To be honest, that seemed to look out and be quite good there. How I'm going to get 3,000 plus out of it, though, I don't know. I mean, the RPM seems fine, especially for a turbo engine, but it's just the other bits around that. I need to put that right up. That's got me some power, definitely. Oh, dear. See, it all hangs in the balance, and then there's the turbos and everything else. Oh, the exhaust didn't free up much. I didn't modify the exhaust for a while, but then actually go to it, and it doesn't free up much power at all. That's very disappointing. Ooh, some power to be found there in the fuel mixture. I won't complain about that. If I could go a bit richer and then adjust the compression to match, perhaps there would be more gold in there. No, doesn't look like it. Looks like I already expended my gold supply. Okay, 500 horsepower. I'm not going to do all this on camera because it's going to take an absolute age to get 3,000 plus out of it. So I'll probably show you some of the process, but I won't keep it all there. 523. Ooh. There is power to be had, but I'm sure it wasn't giving me that power before. I mean, it needs like massive truck exhausts on it to actually get any power out of it. That's why 178 millimeters. Do I need to adjust the compression? It's giving me some emergency warning again. What have I done? The engine has failed due to valve float. No, valve float's okay then. Valve float's just messing with that stuff. I don't think the engine's big enough though. It's so complicated because although I should have got a good platform here, okay? But weird as it sounds to say, I don't think it's enough power to start off with. I think I need more cylinders. I think I need maybe a boxer. Would a boxer fit? No, it would break the width kind of limits of the car. But it needs to be a crossover. And it needs to be front-wheel drive. We need to be sensible here. But I can't be sensible because the markets are just crazy here. Why does everything have to be completely ridiculous and useless like this? Okay, I exaggerate by calling it useless. It's essentially an evolution of the MPV, but just look at this compared to an actual normal car. Why do you need to raise the roof all up here? It messes with the centre of gravity. It makes it higher off the ground. It therefore hurts handling. What? And then, on top of all that, it doesn't look particularly good. I mean, maybe that's helped the engine size, actually, doing that. I don't think it will have. But I could try. Ooh. So I have to try fitting a V8, I guess. If it needs more cylinders for the engine's own safety's sake, I believe. So even if the engine ends up slightly smaller, I will have to do something of the kind. Come on. I believe you can fit. If I close my eyes and dream, will you fit in the car? The power of grinded dreams. Definitely not Honda. The power of crushed dreams. Honda. Yeah, that would not be a good auto slogan. The power of crushed dreams. So, how are we going to make it front-wheel drive? That's the question. I mean, people have done 3,000 plus horsepower cars in automation, I would say. I'm not certain, but I believe they have made over 3,000 horsepower. And I'm trying to do it through the front wheels, remember, of a crossover SUV. I want something competitive here. Can you blame me? And front wheel drive, there we go. And I'm struggling so much. Oh no, sorry. I'm so sorry. It has to be what's it? It has to be a paddle shift. So, yes. We need a dual clutch. It has to be a paddle shift. Or it could be a sequential, I guess. No, sequential encourages you. We have to encourage people to use a manual in a 3,000 horsepower, use an automatic, sorry, in a 3,000 horsepower supercar. Okay. We'll go with a... No. Okay, if you're to stand any chance whatsoever of putting power down, it will have to be a geared differential and very, very good tyres. And I mean very good as in the best that are around. I'm probably going to change this car, but just to get the idea across, extend those all the way out, put semi-slicks on, and wow. I won't lie though, 295 front and rear. There could be worse tyres. Oh no, actually, that can work. I was thinking the rears shouldn't be narrower than the front, but since this is a front wheel drive, I could probably get away with that. And carbon fibre wheels, so shortly. We need massive carbon ceramics if this thing is ever to get slowed down. Carbon ceramic on you. Right, I think I'm going to try another body. And we need a downforce under tray, definitely. Cooling flaps, probably. I think they make it more aerodynamic. And we want the practical number of seats, 5 seats. We don't want bench seats on the front, though, because they're not in fashion at the moment. Also, some people might find them uncomfortable. And then there's what might be safety restraints and whatever else. We'll go with a sport interior, I think, and a premium sat-nav. Or maybe no. Is that enough? Premium infotainment should be enough. I would be surprised if it's not enough for a supercar. Because it is not meant to be the epitome of luxury, but it's meant to have a fair few luxury features, if that makes sense. We'll go with some electric variable power steering. That does well on the market, even if variable hydraulic is better for driving feel. We'll need all the assists around here. Yeah. I think safety's kind of a no-brainer when you're trying to drive one of these. Hydropneumatic suspension, no one makes it anymore, so I guess if we're trying to make it realistic as a comfortable everyday car that's also sporty, we'll probably have to go for the highest end active sport suspension. Or active comfort and sport settings tend to do quite well for me. Look at those miles per gallon, 4.2. And all 229 horsepower as well. The weight balance isn't as bad as I would think, though. Nor is the weight itself. So, yes, we need to find another body. Come on, the crossover of nightmares. As I was saying, I'm not going to show the entire process, but I do need to actually find, hopefully, the final body before leaving, because I can just tell now that I'm not going to use that body. If I don't change it now, I'll just change it some other time. Ooh. We have these, I wouldn't call them crossovers. They're probably more just small SUVs, but let's have a look at them. As my Windows just pops up again, because I forget which monitor is which. Even though they're both completely different models, years, and sizes. So, this has less engine space. Okay. No, the way it is, I don't know. This is not looking hopeful. So the other car, it had enough height, but it was struggling in other terms. This, I don't know. I can only guess. If we go for a 60-degree V12, maybe then the length could help. You can get them absolutely massive. That's definitely a good thing. Ooh. Wait, maybe a V10. Yes, 90-degree V10 is fitting. This is fitting quite well. I'm able to get a very big engine with quite a few cylinders, and although it's struggling to fit, it's struggling quite equally to fit. There's not kind of uneven fill, like there's not loads of height and then nothing elsewhere. So I think if I go down, yep, there we go. 7.6 litres of raw V10 power. I mean, extra 4 cylinders, I can't complain about that. That's for sure. So, what's the power? 508, and I suspect, because this is untuned from the old build, yeah. Although a V12 would be ideal, I'm not particularly complaining. I mean, I got a good one with this, and it even seems to rev higher than I think the last V6 revved. So, yeah, it's a definite improvement. I can see this body being used. If I don't end up using this body, I'll probably end up using this, which is just a larger version of the same thing. I quite like this one. It's almost a coupe SUV with these windows back here. Although there is this one, if we want it to be sensible, which we do actually, we want it to be sensible. But then there's chassis stiffness, you know. Although even in a car this kind of ridiculous and crazy, a car with less doors should still be stiffer. So there's that. Give it van-like Volvo utility, old Volvo utility, and maybe just bring that in a little. I mean, we don't need to go full-on van on it. And what else have we got? We could build it Ducky McDuckface. If I could find those weird goofy headlights, almost like the Porsche ones, turn this into a duck. I think I already built the Ugly Duckling though, so I can't really use that name. Yeah, I'm just remembering now. The Ugly Duckling, there was some terrible thing I built in Brickwigs, but it was something deliberately designed to fall apart when you crashed it and just have basically dreadful crash safety. And it kind of worked. So, there we go. That's our slightly ridiculous vehicle. This is slightly ridiculous. Now, one thing I want to try, just before I leave you, is not on the engine menu itself. Come on. I want to see if transverse can save a bigger engine. So it doesn't look like it. It looks like, once again, longitudinal is the better way. Transverse enables me to fit torsion beam. I don't think that's a particular worry at this point. How heavy is it now? With a V10, I wonder how heavy it is and how balanced it is. It seems better balanced, but it's definitely a fair bit heavier. Even with all the carbon fibre that I've added. I'm lost. How many seats has this got? Has it got a third row? If it's got a third row, I could sell it on the practicality. Yes! Call me crazy. Go on. We're having a supercar with front-wheel drive and third-row seating. Nothing weird about this whatsoever. Also, the supercar itself is an SUV. As to go with current market trends, this is what happens when the finance part of a company takes over, I think. It's going to sell, but what if people don't actually want to buy the car? It doesn't matter. According to some research some guy did, it's a good idea. Ah, wait, the wheel. Fender flares. Look at these. These are some nice chunky fender flares. So, what tyres can we fit on this? Come on. 325s and 345s. We don't really want the rears to be wider than the fronts, so we'll probably just tone those down a little. But 325s, it may have some grip to it, I say. Because it's actually got the kind of tyres a standard supercar would have on the back, it might actually give it a half decent grip. Mind, it has got 3,000 horsepower that it's going to have, so yeah. Anyway, I'll rejoin you when I've sorted all the engine and everything out, so we can see what crazy contraption I have created then. So, I return, and the torque is a problem for the pistons. I did raise the stroke. I'm not sure if that is partially causing it even. Where's the actual thing? Here it is. It is a 10.1 litre engine now. I mean, look at this beast. All going to the front wheels. 10.1 litres of power and torque going to the front wheels. However, yeah, I need to sort that out somehow. There is the quality sliders, thankfully. That is why I was resuming recording now when I'm only making 2100 or such horsepower. I say only. It is still quite a bit, but I can try to increase it further still. Up we go. 2112. I wonder if it needs a compression change. Yes, it definitely does. It went up quite a lot there, actually. I'm guessing the turbos, there'll be a lot of power to be found by upping the quality on them. Again, it doesn't look like a lot initially, but it's once you start adjusting, that's when the power comes. And I think in the turbos case, it's when you start adjusting the turbos themselves, as opposed to when you start adjusting the compression or whatnot. Now, I have got to increase the RPM. It's somewhere. I mean, honestly, somewhere where you can improve the max RPM your engine is capable of. It's still showing 7,200 at the moment. So I want to up that, as I'm actually very middling for compression. I think I can get 2,500 out of it. I hope I can get 2,500 out of it. Yeah, again, the higher quality components lead to a larger exhaust being able to be used. and also more there. I should just adjust the compression later, to be honest. Here we have, that's probably the bit, yes. That is better, so I can now raise this and probably unlock a bit more power by just not worrying about it. The power is made at the very end of the rev range. I know that's kind of cheating, but do I have a choice by this stage? It's that kind of thing. Do I have a choice? And plus I want to keep it 10 litres just for the hilarity of having a 10 litre front wheel drive car. Now, where are we going to get the extra power to make a 2500 horsepower car, you may wonder? We're going to get it from the turbochargers, of course, and that's brought the power back just a bit. That was actually quite useful. Sometimes the cam profile does do that, like you put the cam profile up and then the RPM jumps back. They are actually very useful kind of jumps a lot of the time, because you can use them to gain performance in your desired direction. We can adjust that for more performance, to be richer now. Although I did change it before, you know, times change. Ignition timing. And ignition timing has brought a lot of power, but it has also put the RPM up. Oh well. And now it's brought it back, actually. So, what's the effect on power there? 71, and then it goes to 84, bringing it back 82 still, but brings it back. That's good. If we bring the power back, we can kind of do more with it. Is it then a fuel mixture thing? No. Almost 2400 though, just by adjusting, because I adjusted this stuff before, and that's why the turbos are massive, but it didn't quite work as I would have hoped. Anyway, We've got loads of power from adjusting the intercooler. I bet it's a massive intercooler, yeah. Remember, it doesn't perhaps look that massive, but this isn't a 2 litre engine. This is a 10 litre engine, which is why we can see it's massive. We'll go perhaps lower that. Lowering that can sometimes bring power in, and maybe lower compressor. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know it gives me power at times. Did that give me any more? No, it took power. I don't know, did I do something actually that took power away? I don't know. I feel further away from my target than I should be. We can add a little bit of boost. The piston is still struggling for torque. We can go with a regular forged piston. So, what are our limits then in terms of RPM? We could go this way. No, wrong button. We could go this way and lower the RPM to, I don't know, 4, 5. So it's 7200 or something else. Yes, I would say the other pistons are a worthy swap. Forged, which means we're dealing with a different rev limit anyway, so I probably don't need that, or do I? Yeah, kind of. It's probably best to go with titanium, to be honest, for the torque reasons. However, the crankshaft, also, yeah, again, torque reasons. Unless cast iron is very good with torque, which it's not. It's okay if you're using a entry-level car, but I wouldn't use it on something of this tier, that's for sure. So, bring you back. 1, 2. Oh dear. It kind of restricts the power. That's what I don't like. But there is still limits. There's power limits, that's all. Or RPM limits. I guess the only way I can make it work is change the engine dimensions again. I don't want to go sub 10 litres though. So I'll try and keep it just a 10 litre engine. There we go. And that is too big. So that is just about a 10-litre engine. And we've gained ever so slight RPMage, but not much. Unless it's annihilated the torque. I know it's far off 3,000, but I might just have to settle with this. I have gone through really what I can do. So when does it max out? Try and find that. It maxes out at about 7,300. So yes, speak of power made at the very top of the power band. It is doing that right now. It is making 7,300 RPM power. I wonder if I could raise that 2336 and gain that back. No, I couldn't. Okay. Again, I'm lost. I think if I lower this slightly and then adjust the compression to match, because that is very, very high, I could be helped. 235. Quite a drop, I think we can all agree. It's one of the few things the entire world can agree on. So 2336 is the number I remember. Come on. You've got to be able to find the menu, old brain. It's not finding it as I was intending it to. Okay. Come on, old brain. No. Brian the brain is letting me down. Maybe then. It's a long shot, but maybe that would work, making it higher instead of lower. I just need to get off the chassis and onto the actual engine, onto the configurator of the engine where I actually need to adjust this stuff. 2336 is what I was looking for, but I was going the wrong way completely. I take it it's this way. 23. It just sounds like a terrible drama of sorts on TV. With all my commentary now. Ooh, it's working! Again, as I said, it was a long shot, but it worked. High ignition timing. 2330. Yeah, I think I'm hitting the limits of how much I can cheat away with. 2337. Okay. 2341. Anything else to be extracted? 45. Okay. Just slowly but surely, is it going to work on me? Come on. No. Okay. 85 appears to be the optimal point. No. That's it. I think we could get 2350. I'm thinking I mean, this is how hard it can be to do it. It's how hard it can be to build an engine of power. And I mean, this isn't exactly practical either. Just look at that power curve. It's all turbo lag and nothing else. There's loads of boost, but none of it gets delivered on time. It's the most unreliable service ever of power. I can slowly increase this until I get a bit more power out of it, and then maybe adjust compression and top that off. Although I did lower that because it wasn't getting me power, so I'm guessing this is to do with the quality sliders. You know, the turbos are that bit more precise, it can handle that bit more boost. So, yeah. I have hit 2350. And it is a powerful car, don't get me wrong, but I can't help but feel ashamed of what I've done. Or for what I haven't done. I feel I could have done so much more than I have done with this car. So, if we look at 30, that's 35-ish. And it doesn't really gain beyond that point. So, we're on about 35 PSI. And then we need to gain another 30 there or thereabouts horsepower to make 2400. And that will be a happy ending, I would say. Happy enough ending. Close enough, as we say in my car company. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, also I changed the fuel to ultimate. I forgot to mention that earlier, but now I mentioned it. So everyone can stop rioting about my incompetence. Come on. Think of things to say, brain. We need to adjust the compression and the cam profile. Also the exhaust. There's some things we can adjust to perhaps get a bit more out of it. 7300. Actually, by this point, I don't really care about the technical details of it, you know, and how the power cuts off and all. Ooh, I saw the power go back. Maybe I could have an engine that doesn't just cheat its way as much. We've hit 2400 as well. So there we go. I'll have to call it a day, I think, on 2400 and just design the rest of the car. And there we go. That is, the exhaust made it 7300. Okay. No, I want you to make the power 7200, even if it makes less power. I've just had enough by this stage. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Right. Whoa, where did all that power come from? Seriously. There's just bags of hidden power in this intercooler. Like it's been smuggled around the back of the building or something. Around the back of an automation building garage. So, there we go. Look, just look at how big it is. It's such a big, big engine. It has got carbon fibre on the top though. Lovely, lovely. And what else? We've got the design. Oh, we've got the sound. How could I forget? Look at that exhaust. It's bright orange. So there's another exhaust out on that other side, and that's the intake over here. So also, I'll mention almost 400 kilograms of engine. Not the lightest thing in the world. And we've sorted the basic body shape out, I think, that we wanted. Bring that in a little. I don't think that affects engine size. So do we want... This is a Porsche body, but do we want to do something crazy? I say yes. I say we're going to build it with Fiesta lights. It is a crossover, so naturally it would have bits of hatchback on it. Some places. A bit of a frog eye. They actually don't work as bad as they could, though. I mean, maybe I'll throw this together now, because I've already made this video go on a bit more than it needs to, if I'm entirely honest. We need a lot of ventilation for that beast of an engine that this car is hiding. So, put that on there. Anything else? Ah, we need massive wheels and tyres. Now they are very wide, but they're not massive otherwise. What can we do? It's obviously going to be stupidly quick for a front wheel drive. 4.6 seconds. It doesn't sound that quick for a supercar, but remember, all through the front wheels. If you've ever built cars in Forza or I guess Beam or anything, you'll know how powerful front wheel drives so struggle to get traction of any kind. Could it be? This engine is actually better for miles per gallon than some of the other ones I've built. It actually gets 8 miles per gallon, which for what it is, a 10 litre V10 isn't half bad. Now, the only good thing about being front wheel drive, I guess, is how the turbo lag kicking in is unlikely to give you as many terrible nightmare stories. It'll just be slow off the line. Although, even then, you see what I'm doing here with the gearing, just to get it working, that's going to give me a 4.5 second 0 to 60 time when I've adjusted it correctly. And then I'm going to be able to keep going and kind of get a more level power balance. So, yeah, generally staying above 2,000 horsepower and then just going up significantly, as an engine like this would. I mean, even naturally aspirated, at this power range, there's just so much power to give. So, yeah, that would be even if I didn't use a turbo. We need big wheels. Or do we? I don't know. Either way. Either we need them or not. But we're going to have stupidly big run flats. Now, if you go too stupid on automation, it will generally give you tyres that puncture. So I think 23s are sensible enough. What else were we doing? Suspension, I forgot completely. Yeah. It's not going to fit in off-road budget. It's not budget friendly. We can go and stick that quality up though, because the quality needs to be the best. And what do we want? Sport? I'd say sport personally, because yes, it's a crossover, but then we've given it sports seats and everything and a really powerful engine, and then still kept front wheel drive on it, because I don't see the point of crossovers. So yeah, it's kind of a statement. It's kind of an ironic statement I'm making about how I just don't see the point of crossovers by making the most stupid crossover I could possibly think to make. You know, I'm thinking maybe with what this is, should I go... I'll go ridiculously high-end sport then without a grain of thought for comfort. Apparently comfort is still stupidly good though. For a car which is what it is. You can sometimes lower that. But I honestly don't think it looks low enough. I don't think it looks too high, I mean, to need lowering. Also, it's an SUV, which kind of invalidates any lowering in the first place, if I'm entirely honest. We've got, what else? Are we on the correct... Oh dear. Again, I don't know the difference between monitors. Yeah, let's paint it forest green because we're protecting the environment, apparently. And we need some wheels. That's the wrong menu. I meant on the other menu where you actually choose your wheels, not those ones. Yeah, I think those look quite good. And ridiculous as it is, we need a wing. Countach ring. I don't quite think a Countach ring. We need one of these. Oh yes. Look at this for an attempt at a performance SUV. And it's front wheel drive because it's not an SUV. I keep forgetting it's a crossover really. There we go. We'll go and add that there. Like so. It'll probably stop the boot from opening, but hey, what do we care? It's not us who has to buy the car. Well, we have to sell the car. I mean, which is similar enough. It'll probably get caught on tunnels, to be honest. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Right. We can have a front lip. There is a one down here, which I think is appropriate for what we've done. If I say appropriate, what about this car is appropriate for its purpose? Not very much. Not very much at all. They can extend onto the fender flares of sorts. As that goes there. Look at that for a beauty. It's a monstrous beauty. And what door handles? Let's have some fancy chrome door handles. It could be the one piece of chrome on the car. Well, no, maybe not, but still. It could be one of very few pieces of chrome on the car. There we go. And on the front, oh dear, I'm beginning to think it looks good. I think I need taking away. I'm beginning to think it looks good. I shouldn't be. Is there anything here? Twin turbo V10 or anything? No, not quite. So, what badge do we want? Ooh, I don't think I've used this in a video before. Yeah, let's use this. We have to sell this to SUV fleets, naturally. Well, we don't, but people want an SUV that's fast, but not an SUV because it's really a Nissan Micra or whatever underneath. So, yes. Not that I would call the modern Nissan Micras because they're just not the same. The old ones were so much better built before they merged with Renault. And you can go. It can be a very happy car. You can at least leave with a happy thought as you go off on your track escapades, demolishing poor Porsches and whatever else. Or probably demolishing its driver and leaving the Porsches be, knowing this kind of vehicle. Just front wheel drive and far more power than is healthy for anybody. It's got a very big smile. I don't know if it's happy. I don't know if it's evil. Or I don't know if it's confused. Or embarrassed. It's a very emotionally puzzled vehicle. I think we could have a pair of fog lights. Of sorts. Why do I keep saying of sorts? Yeah, let's just add some of these down here. Like the actual modern Alpine's got there. How is that? I'm not sure I like it. But oh well. I mean, it's a car. It's going to do its function. And we will be going around a track fairly quickly. Let's just stick an automation plate on. And on the front, I'm not too displeased with this. I think I've done a reasonably enough job of keeping it all tidy and well. There we go. So, what's round the back that we can have? We have a lot of space to fill with our stuff. Ooh! Sorry, Supra. It has to be done. Sorry, Supra, it has to be done. It just fits with the design. I bet the Supra fans now getting very, very angry at me. Yeah. Don't say... now is probably not the best time to say I don't like Supras. Well, honestly, I don't mind Supras. I'm just not the biggest fan of them since they are very heavy. You know, they could have done something better with the weight of them. But then there'll always be Supra fans who will just say they're perfect and complain that it's my fault for misinterpreting the car or something. It's just the skyline of the era, the R34, R33 and R32, they actually managed to have all-wheel drive and they weighed about the same. And similar size engine as well, so that's just why I think the Supra's weight is a bit inexcusable, really. We go to the exhausts. We need a lot of exhaust because remember we had two massive exhaust pipes coming off. So I'll just say copy this. Actually, we want to mirror it, don't we? Is mirror on? Off. The Mirror of Love. So it is. That was an old song that probably very few people know about. Ooh, I think duplicate that one. These are almost TVR exhausts, but you know, I like using it. I think it works. Come on. There we go. I'm not sure. It looks a bit mad, but then so it is a bit mad. Honestly, what do you expect? The tyres have blown due to being overloaded. Try increasing tyre width and rim size. Isn't that what I did to deal with that problem? Hey, you sneaky, sneaky thing. I don't want rear-wheel drive. I'm so glad I caught it. If it had snuck off with rear-wheel drive and gone round that test track. Ugh, the cheek of these cars these days. I think mirrors. How could I forget? We need mirrors and maybe an antenna. ET call home. Blah blah blah. Antenna. Whatever. You can just sit there. And the mirror and the fuel cap. We need a fuel cap. There we go. So you can go and just sit there. Because this is a 7-seater with 2 doors. I have only just realised how ridiculous that is. Mirrors, where are you? Mirrors, where are you? Do. Mirror! I found a mirror. Okay, so I think these ones personally might work. Not too big, not too obnoxious. Not too small though at the same time. If we just flip those around so they face the driver. I think you're supposed to mount them on the doors, but I've not done that. And I'm too lazy to make that change now. So, there we go. There's his mirrors. Or her mirrors. Depending on who drives it. We'll have a window trim. Do we want chrome? No, chrome just doesn't work. We could have some steel. Because we can have pillow as well. That can be steel. Then there is stuff around the front window. I'm not sure if you can change that. Is that all trim slots steel? I think that's it. So it's not too bad. Although if I go on this and I paint it steel, no, I can't paint it steel. Okay, can I paint this steel? No. There's only chrome. Okay, that'll have to do. We'll have the lights being weird a bit, but also okay at the same time. Is anything else okay? Oh, right. It was going to sneak rear-wheel drive and narrower tyres on it. This silly, silly thing. It is now returned to front-wheel drive where it belongs. And thus, this is completely messed up because I was tuning it as a rear-wheel drive. 277 miles per hour, sorry. I would not trust that. I would not want to go 277 in it. I would be screaming if someone tried to make me. I would actually go out kicking and screaming, trying not to go in this car if someone tried to make me go that fast in it. I just don't trust it, okay? Is it weird that I don't trust a car I've built myself? 4.6. And yeah, 4.6. So pretty quick, nonetheless. As there are gear ratios. I get the feeling I should leave this in auto for the race. Or time trial rather, because I won't be able to handle it in manual. It's just too much power for me. And since we are going to have a dual clutch, why not use it? 7 miles per gallon. I made miles per gallon worse by reducing weight, I think. 315 width tyres. The tyres have still blown out, so it says. But making them smaller, making the wheels slightly smaller has fixed that. Okay, that'll do. We'll go... Front brake force is low. It's got a lot of problems. Front brake force is low compared to grip. Quality settings are high. It's actually just reminded me I need to do that on a lot more quality settings. Ooh. Downforce. I think we need more front wing angle, but I don't know for certain. Cooling airflow. Give it a bit more cooling airflow. And a bit for the brakes. And 0 to 60 hasn't really changed because there's so much power behind it. How heavy is it, I wonder? It's actually sportified again. It's actually appearing in classes now, which is interesting. 64% front, 2.5 tons. It's a crossover. You've got a heavy old engine, but you shouldn't weigh that much, surely. Oh dear. And anyway, yeah, people kind of see it as a hypercar, but there's quality sliders. Quality. You like your quality high, don't you, mister? You're on -4. I don't even know why that is. So 15. 15. I wonder if I go up on size now. No, the tyres are still blowing out. Okay. 14, 15. I'm getting so anxious about this though. It was on rear wheel drive. It should not be on rear wheel drive, and it isn't on rear wheel drive anymore, but I keep thinking it is on rear wheel drive. So yeah, you know, I'd be a bit of a con man if I did drive it in rear wheel drive and like, hey, I've set an amazing time. Although given that I drove the Dodge Demon and that was nigh on impossible to control on semi-slicks, I don't think that'll be a problem that I would set a quick time. However, yeah, the semi-slicks, oh, what was I saying? I don't know. It might actually be half decent to control despite being on semi-slicks. Ah, yeah, that was it. Why have put semi-slicks on it, you might think, when obviously they're not good? Because I'm not building this specifically for a time trial series, but I'm going to use it there. I'm just not building it specifically for that, if that makes sense. I'm building it as a ridiculous vehicle. 280, the top speed has gone up. Oh dear, I mean, it's crazy, it really is. 325. I mean, how on earth does it get the how on earth does it get narrower tyres as well, just out of nowhere? I think I'll extend those out just a bit. Plus 10. 325 tyres all around. How about the thing? Yeah, quality slider it doesn't like. Rear damps are hard. Rear brake force is very high. Really? I wouldn't have thought that. So, rear brake force, want one piston maybe? I think it's the front brake force it wants all the braking dedicated to, essentially. So if I actually go, if I go front bias, actually save the game as well. I should do that. Not sure I've done that yet, but I should have done it a long time ago. Come on. Just to fear my PC will blue screen and I've done all this and then I'll lose it and then I end up having some mental breakdown because of all the effort I put into building this engine. Oh dear. That would be a bit of a nightmare. That's for sure. The front brake force is very high compared to grip. No, we're going to need massive brakes to slow this thing down, okay? So you're getting fancy rear brakes, I think. 310mm. I'm just going about blasting myself, to be honest. I'm not going to use it whatever it says. I'm not going to use its brake force measurer. The engine bay is very full. Yes, of course it's full. The engine is knocking. Now that is something we can quite easily fix, I think, without losing a particularly high amount of power. Because it's just one of those things. You can just tweak this. It will drop the power, but then tweak it again and it will get it back. However, dropping that has actually given me more power. I must have just missed that before. Thank you, automation. You've given me a bit more power. Although I don't trust you for brakes. Maybe it'll help on the markets, but I do actually want to slow this thing down. The dampers and the quality settings, it's now complaining about in the yellows. So I think the dampers are fine. The dampers are not fine, but the quality settings are fine. So sport. Is it still complaining? This is a sensible car, okay? There we go. The semi-slick compound you don't like. Wheel spin you don't like, but it's a front wheel drive, so what can I do? The rear tyres have a low profile, what can I do? It's a supercar, you don't want it to be too bouncy and squishy. And the brakes suffer from brake fade, which hard to believe since they're 300mm plus. Maybe they do, but I don't know. The front tyres have low profile, making them uncomfortable. Again, I don't think comfort is the main concern, especially not if we look at, say, hyper. The comfort is doing fine. The comfort is not the particular complaint. Unless you look at a luxury car. Yes, it's no luxury car, but it's not meant to be a particular luxury car. It's a crossover SUV with front-wheel drive and loads of power. What else is there to it? Either way, I think we're done. Other than the aerodynamics, fine tweaking with the aerodynamics would help. And we're going to just do that now. I'll show you what to do. It's a very easy thing. 63% front weight balance, by the way. We'll have, hopefully, test track. That's it. That's where we're going to go in a short while. But we've got some front and rear. I think I want about 20 kilograms front downforce. So if we adjust the rear wing, weird as it sounds, it'll give us more front aerodynamics. Yeah. So one more click here. Let's see what I'll get. I'm quite happy with that. 20 kilograms front downforce, 40 kilograms rear downforce. We have downforce on a front wheel drive, yes, but it should help. Because remember how light on its feet the back is compared to the front. We kind of want something there. If there's no engine there, we want something there to push down on it. And that wing will do that for us. So it's time to save this car and then use the magic exporting feature to move it into BeamNG. Okay. Yes. No. I'm scared, whichever. Anyway, we have headlights as well as our lights down there, you see. And our tail lights. Big exhaust. It sounds a lot boostier in this game, I think, than I remember in automation. Anyway, there's our kind of scoop thing. It's actually going to play an integral role in showing itself. Wait, I have to restart that because I was going to go into manual just by default, but then I forgot that, you know, it's better to drive this particular car in auto. Just due to what it is, the beast that it is. Whoa. The problem is there's no grip, yes, and you expect that with the power level, but also the semi-slicks, like, what are you supposed to do about them? Because we know how dreadful the semi-slicks can generally be on this terrain. I managed to somewhat keep that together. I know it's not going to be a quick lap due to that, but I will thankfully be able to get better other laps. You know what? This isn't half bad if you don't use any of the power. I am not very content with the danger level. Come on, you're supposed to be terrifying me. You're supposed to be making me regret everything I have just done, but instead, you're actually making me feel like you may set a quick time. Yeah, this is more of a sightseeing lap than anything, I think I have to say, because I don't know how much I can brake into these corners with the semi-slicks. I know the brakes are excellent, but they have no tyre behind them, and I did hear something fall off. I'm not sure if that was a wing or whatever, but it did not feel good to my ears. Oh, I'm going a bit wide, but that's fine. The track will put me right. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm taking a wide road, so that's for sure. But this second lap, I'm noticing I am being somewhat smoother, even if it is still on a lumpier terrain. Come on. Full lock here. This seems to be a full lock corner for certain vehicles. Oh, brake. Hit that barrier like I didn't want to, and then my wheels flying all over the place. Come on, this way. I'm not using any other power, might I mention. I could just hammer it at any point I wanted to, but I actually want to set a semi-decent lap. Oh, one lap, but at least that isn't terrible. I think I've done that, but I want to get to the end of this one. Whoa, come on. Yeah, I got to the end of second lap. So, this is, should I say unfortunately, our second quickest vehicle on the leaderboard. I'm probably as surprised as you are, if not more. I mean, seriously, it's on semi-slicks, it's a front-wheel drive. That was with 2 laps because I stupidly didn't set it to 3, but I honestly think with that roll, a 3rd lap wouldn't have made much difference anyway. Because 2nd lap tidy enough as well. Just a front-mounted, front-engined, front-wheel drive car doing that well. It seems to be the preferable driveline around here, even if the cars have loads of power. I think I'm very satisfied with what this car has done. It's certainly beaten the rental car, and that is on, again, these tyres with more power than it should be able to control. So I can leave it here for today. Slightly terrified. I will say goodbye until another day.